Hey everyone, Andrew Praver here with Great Expectations Realty. I am heading down to Southwest Ocala because we are going to take a driving tour of the subdivision known as Marion Oaks, which is a huge subdivision. Like, it could be its own city. It's massive. But it encompasses a large portion of Southwest Marion County, so we're going to go take a look at that. So right now we're kind of exiting out of a large portion of the horse farms and where the horse park is and all of that stuff. So if any of you have come for horse related activities, you may have actually come to this stretch of road. This is Southwest 27th Avenue. Now it's much easier and faster to get to Marion Oaks by going through I-75. But I'm not a huge fan of traffic. In fact, I actually hate traffic, and with the holidays and everything going on, it's just way too much traffic. So, plus, I mean, how can you possibly resist looking at these beautiful roads and looking at these horse farms? And it's so pretty out here. So we're coming down this way. So I just left my office, and this is actually basically the back way from my office to get to Marion Oaks, and also for me to get home. So yeah, that's this. So we're heading up in a moment to 484, and Highway 484 runs all the way from Bellevue, Summerfield area over by the Villages, all the way down to all the way down to Highway 200, going all the way into Denellen, actually. So it's a really long road that runs from east to west or west to east, depending on which portion you're going on, because it does kind of tilt. Okay, and that's this road up here. So, yep, see, it wasn't like junction 484. So over here, because this is basically where I-75 comes in, there's a lot of gas stations. There is, of course, the required Cracker Barrel restaurant that is on like any good exit on I-75. And there are a lot of fast food places, basically anything that you would think you'd get off of an exit. So you can kind of see up there, that is I-75. But yeah, we got a pretty good pizza place right there, and Zaxby's, and there's also a Tractor Supply and a pretty decent little inexpensive hotel, the Microtel. It's actually not bad. The swimming pool is about the size of a postage stamp, but aside from that, it's actually pretty decent. There's a Sonny's Barbecue. What else is over here? KFC, Taco Bell. On the other side, there's McDonald's. Oh, there's Baskin Robbins and a Dunkin' Donuts over here too. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so if you've ever had a wild desire to, take a really close up front look at some baby gators, that gas station back there actually has some. I don't think you can hold them, but it's still kind of cool. So over on this side of I-75, we have Subway, which has a drive-through that I've used many times, and Popeye's Pizza and Waffle House, and a Burger King. I think that's pretty much it. So there's a 55 plus nice, gated community over to the left called Summer Glen. It does have, golfing and all of the required amenities for 55 plus community. But that's pretty much it. You might have a few last things over here, O'Reilly Auto Parts and stuff, but that's pretty much it. This is, this is where we're going into Marion Oaks. In fact, Marion Oaks is kind of begun right about here. So this is a huge subdivision. I mean, we're talking miles and miles and thousands of houses. So yeah, if you were to ask me if this is a great neighborhood or not, that's like asking if a city is a great neighborhood or not. It's like impossible. I will say that 484 here is the dividing line between what we call South Marion Oaks and North Marion Oaks. So North Marion Oaks obviously is to my right, which is north. And all of those homes are newer, and they also are in the Westport High School District. Whereas if you're on my left, that is South Marion Oaks, and that's gonna actually be Dunellen. Huh, I couldn't even think of the word. Really? Dunellen? I don't know. Anyway, so all of those are Dunellen High School. So it's kind of a trek. I'm not gonna lie. It really is. It's probably a good half hour to get from some, maybe even longer. And I mean, if these kids are on a bus or something, it might be an hour for them just to get to school, just one way. So, I'm hoping that maybe there's going to be a Marion Oaks High School in the near future, but I don't know of any plans of that. So right now it's just Westport, which is where my daughter is currently going, and my son actually graduated from. So anyway, all right, so this is the main stretch in Marion Oaks. Ta-da! I haven't seen any houses yet because they're all in these little side streets. So this is a lot of these are kind of interspersed. Over to the right, that's where it really started, and that's where the older homes are. There's also an elementary school over there called Sunrise Elementary. It's kind of small, it's an older one. But yeah, this is basically it. This is Marion Oaks. Coming up on your right, I feel like I'm a tour guide. Am I a tour guide? Maybe I'm good. All right, don't forget to tip. On your right is the only grocery store in all of Marion Oaks. And this is a Winn-Dixie. They do not have a Publix down here, which is why I will not live in Marion Oaks, because I really, 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 really love to go to my Publix. But yeah, this is, it's got Family Dollar over here, a Winn-Dixie, Chinese food, more pizza. There's actually a newer bank over here and another dollar store. And there's a Domino's pizza that came in. I think there's a Walgreens down here on the corner too. But yeah, if you want to go to a Publix, it's going to be a good 15-minute trek, basically straight north. So that's not convenient. I keep hoping that Publix will actually build another one over here, but so far, no such luck. Now, all of this land that you're seeing, pretty much all of it is for sale for commercial use. So, if you're wanting to open up some kind of, commercial building or something, there's plenty of place for it. And there's a lot of growth out here as well because of the massive, massive Dollar Tree distribution center that just got started. In fact, there's a big building being built over here on my left. Sorry you didn't see it. And there's the Domino's. So we're going to go ahead and take a right here. This is Marion Oaks Unit 2. And the reason we are going over here is because this is an awesome community center over here. So I do want to kind of drive through at least. I really love this community center. I think Silver Spring Shores has a little bit better community center only because they have a pool. Actually, a couple of them, one of which is heated. This one doesn't have that. It has a much better playground. I have to admit that. But it has like a sprinkler pad or something so the kids can go and they can still get wet, but there's nothing that's great in Florida as having a pool. So yeah, got a lot of walking trails and library in here and I don't know, just all sorts of stuff. You kind of see the spray pad over there. Okay. I gotta make sure I'm going correctly. So, I don't want to do anything illegal. It's also the sheriff's substation is like right across the street or right over here somewhere. Anyway. Okay, so we're gonna go over into some of the houses. Not inside, but at least driving around. So, Marion Oaks Community Center. There's actually an annex building as well. I mean, it's just huge. It's just, the library and huge rooms you can rent out for activities. They've not had a lot of that going on because of COVID, but it's there for when we need it. We just don't need it right now. Okay, so we're going this way. And there's, of course, it's the South, so there's a lot of churches. But you can kind of see there's, the houses here. Let me tilt this for you. Woo! Did you get dizzy? So, these are some of probably the older ones of 1980s. When I say older homes for Marion Oaks, that's like 1970s, 1980s. There's not really anything out here before that. So, and some of the older homes, they're smaller. There's a lot of 2 bedrooms and stuff like that out here. So again, this is South Marion Oaks because we were south of Highway 484. And we are going down, at this point we're on Marion Oaks Lane. And we are heading west, which you can kind of tell because the sun is in my eyes. Well, it's over there anyway. So here we are. So that's the older section, I guess would be the best way to explain it. The school is just down here. This is Marion Oaks Drive. And we are actually going to go ahead and go right here. So I can show you some more houses. Because that is what you guys are interested in, right? See, now it looks better because the sun's behind us. So this is one of the original subdivisions within the subdivision, or one of the units. We're just gonna crisscross over ourselves. We are going over, the street that had all of the grocery store and all of that stuff. We're about to cross that up at the stop sign up here. I can't talk today. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a long day. Obviously, I just need to go home at this point. You can see we've got the Winn-Dixie coming up. It's now on our right because we were on the street ahead of us. We just kind of basically did a really big circle or square, however you want to think it. So now I'm going to go across Marion Oaks Boulevard, which is the main street. We're going to cross into, it still has some older homes, but it's a lot more newer homes. Again, this is still Marion Oaks South because 484 is to my right. We are not going to go up there yet. We're going to show you some of the newer sections. This is Unit 1. And all these trees and everything, these are all vacant lots that nobody's built on yet. So this probably at some point will be its own city. I mean, it's just a massive, massive area. So you can see some older homes, some newer homes. They're definitely larger over here. But each of the units, like I said, is basically a subdivision on its own. It's just a huge, huge area. So kind of show this. I thought he was going for like speeders or something, but I think he just lives there. So it's kind of hard to see the neighborhoods. There's just so much stuff in people's yards for like Christmas right now. You can see, really cute houses. I have a lot of friends that live right over here. And again, if they had a Publix, I would be here. This is great. You can get some really good deals on houses over here still. And there's brand new construction like crazy over here. If I go down a couple more streets over here, you'll see it. It's like every other house. It's new house, new house, new house, new construction, new construction. But we are going to go look at North Marion Oaks now. Are you guys lost yet? Completely lost. Hopefully I haven't lost you. Okay. So we are going to go head back towards Marion Oaks Boulevard. Hopefully, because some of these roads, I swear they're so confusing and you will end up doing loop-de-loops for the foreseeable future. So just rely on GPS and stick to larger roads if you can. Which I just did the opposite, but I know where I'm at right now, so we're good. One of my agents, Elady, she has literally lived here almost her entire life. And she's raised her kids here. She absolutely loves Marion Oaks. And so, yeah, anytime anybody wants to get the in-depth questions answered about Marion Oaks, I'm like, you got to talk to Elady. She's, literally been an advocate of, doing stuff here for years. Her and then her mom before that. So she knows everybody over here, and everybody knows her, and everybody loves her. I mean, how can you not adore Elady? She's just so incredibly sweet, so helpful. So, okay, as you can see, we are back to the boulevard. And so when Dixie's on my left, we're going back towards 484. Hopefully you're not completely lost and turn around, but I'm basically just doing loop-de-loops in Marion Oaks right now. And we're gonna go left. So I'm gonna go on the trail. So the road that everybody talks about over here is the trail in North Marion Oaks. It basically runs right parallel to 484. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And that's actually the road that I take to go home at times because my house is just off of it. I am only about 5 minutes north of Marion Oaks, but I am 5 minutes closer to Publix. Oh, let me show you this. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can really see it because that's sunshine. But I think it's beautiful. The pansies, the waterfall. They really do maintain it nicely. Let's see if I can get it on the way around. Hopefully. Let's see. Don't want to go sticking my nose too far out. Okay, so now we made it onto 484. So I was on Marion Oaks Boulevard. If you're following along in a map, which I doubt you are, but just in case, was on Marion Oaks Boulevard, which dead ends into 484. And again, this is the dividing line between North Marion Oaks to my right and South Marion Oaks to my left. And we are about to jump on the trail, which runs all into North Marion Oaks. So, pretty cool. Which they are making larger, so there's construction. Yeah. So all of this is the roads are getting redone. And then to my right, which is the trail, that is actually getting widened. I think it's 2 lanes right now. It's getting widened to 4 lanes. And it's going to go all the way from 200 down to 42nd, which is like the villages, Highway 42 and Highway 200. That is all going to be opened up considerably. So lots of construction, but at the same time for a really good reason. We really, really need that roadway done. Especially since just a little bit further up the road here is, again, that massive Dollar Tree distribution center that just opened up. So yeah, they really need to have the roads large enough for all of the current traffic, which is sizable at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, as you can see, but also for all their trucks. So, ooh, bit bumpy there. So yeah, this is 2 lanes. It's going to 4 lanes, so 2 on each side. So that should help with any kind of traffic congestion. So as you can see, there is a lot of land over here that has not been used yet, not been built upon. Lots of trees and so forth. There's a lot of stuff being built though too. So this is all kind of newer housing. That school is actually really new as well. It's like a big elementary school right there. But yeah, all of this is all in the Westport School District. So we're gonna go down the trail. Okay, so this road up here is 49th, which is the one that's going to go all the way up to 200 and all the way down to Highway 42. And it's getting widened considerably. It's going to 4 lanes as opposed to 2 lanes. So yeah, just in case you were curious, that's the road right there. So that's the one that's going to be in major construction, probably for the foreseeable future. So yeah, if you're looking to buy a house, maybe stay away from that road right now, because this is going to be some construction right here. Thankfully, the trail goes all the way down, and there's plenty of more houses. And so if you really want, something else, that should work for you too. This is just the main road. There's lots of little tiny roads that come off of this that are all paved and all have newer homes, same as this. As you can see on the left, well, maybe you can't see on the left, but on the left, they're building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new houses right there alone. You can kind of tell, the houses and everything as far as driving along. I wish it was a little brighter out right now, but I had a lot of paperwork to do, so sorry, couldn't do it while it was brighter out. But we'll turn around and go back around anyway. I've got to pick up some paperwork here in Marion Oaks. We're putting another house into management, so it will be available to rent probably the 1st of February. This keeps on going for a few more miles and kind of goes to where 200 and it curves around and hits where 200 and where the Walmart is. But if you keep following this, you can literally take this road all the way into Denellen, which is like 15 minutes up the road, I guess. Okay, should be able to see something a little bit better over here. It's gonna be like a half-hour video of not much of anything, but this is the best way to show you Marion Oaks, is just to show you driving along. A lot of trees. Wow, are there a lot of trees out here. So pretty. Again, all of these vacant lots out here, somebody may someday build houses in, probably soon. We're in the middle of a housing boom. We seem to be running out of parts right now. One builder told me that they couldn't finish closing on the house because there was no doorknobs to be had. I was like, really? Doorknobs? Of all things. But yep, they had to delay closing. Isn't that silly? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have any questions. There's so much more in Marion Oaks to go and see, but it's a lot of driving through, and quite frankly I don't have that much sun left today. So by the way, if you take a left on this road, you'll be at my house in like, I don't know, 3 minutes. And yeah, so it's basically, you just gotta cross Florida Greenway, and that's where my subdivision is. But yeah, I'm actually heading to the right because that's where the house that's going into management is. But yeah, there's also a golf course community in here that is for all ages. There is, oh my goodness, there's just so much. So yeah, if you have any questions about Marion Oaks, go ahead and give me a call or email. I may go ahead and give those calls and emails over to Elady just because she's probably better at answering them than anybody else that lives here. So, just thought I would share. All right, so I guess that's about it. I guess just let me know. Bye.